sit down to write an email. Halfway through a sentence, the word you need disappears. You walk into a room and forget why. You read a paragraph and realize you absorb nothing. You blame your age. You blame stress. You blame your phone. The actual cause is something else entirely. Today, the 7 hidden inflammation triggers driving the brain fog, stealing your focus, your memory, and your productivity. The number one trigger most people would never suspect. Welcome back to Inflammation Nation. Today we are exposing brain fog. Brain fog is not a diagnosis, it is a symptom. It is the conscious experience of an inflamed brain. When the cells of your central nervous system are bathed in inflammatory signaling molecules, neurotransmitter production slows, neural connections fire less reliably, and the experience of clear thought becomes effortful instead of automatic. A 2023 paper published in the journal Frontiers in Neuroscience concluded that neuroinflammation is the upstream driver of the majority of brain fog cases in adults under 60. The good news is that the brain is exquisitely responsive to the removal of inflammatory inputs. Here are the 7 hidden triggers most people are exposing themselves to every single day. Trigger 7. Ultra-processed seed oils in your diet. The same canola, soybean, and sunflower oils we have exposed in previous investigations are double agents in the brain. They oxidize in storage and during cooking. Oxidized fats cross the blood-brain barrier and trigger microglial activation, the immune cells of the brain. Active microglia produce inflammatory cytokines that disrupt neural firing. The brain on seed oils is a brain in chronic low-grade inflammation. Removing them is the single most effective dietary intervention for brain fog in most adults. Trigger 6. Chronic blood sugar dysregulation. The brain uses approximately 20% of your daily glucose, despite representing only 2% of your body weight. Wide swings in blood sugar produce wide swings in cognitive function. The afternoon brain fog that arrives an hour after a high-carb lunch is your blood sugar plummeting in real time. Stabilizing blood sugar with fiber, protein from plant sources, and time-restricted eating reliably eliminates this category of brain fog within 2 weeks. Trigger 5. Poor sleep architecture. Even if you sleep 8 hours, fragmented or shallow sleep prevents the glymphatic system from doing its overnight cleanup. The glymphatic system is the brain's waste clearance network. It flushes inflammatory byproducts, including beta amyloid, during deep slow-wave sleep. Compromised sleep leaves these byproducts circulating, and the next day brain fog is the direct consequence. Sleep quality matters more than sleep quantity for cognitive function. Trigger 4. Chronic dehydration. The brain is roughly 75% water. Even mild dehydration of 2% body weight measurably impairs working memory, attention, and reaction time. Most adults are functionally dehydrated by mid-morning without recognizing the sensation. The fix is brutally simple. Water with electrolytes in the morning before coffee, then hydrate consistently through the day. Cognitive performance improves within hours. Trigger 3. Gut microbiome disruption. The gut-brain axis is real and bidirectional. Inflammatory bacteria in the gut produce metabolites that cross into the bloodstream and affect mood, focus, and clarity. A 2024 paper in Cell Host and Microbe identified specific bacterial species whose overgrowth was associated with measurable cognitive impairment in human subjects. Plant fiber feeds the bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, which actively reduce neuroinflammation. The path to a clear brain often runs through the gut. Trigger 2. Chronic mold or environmental toxin exposure. This is the trigger most doctors miss entirely. Mycotoxins from indoor mold, heavy metals from old plumbing, and pesticide residues from conventional produce all cross the blood-brain barrier and drive neuroinflammation. If you live in an older home with any history of water damage or eat conventional produce daily, you may have a chronic toxic exposure quietly accumulating. The fix involves environmental investigation, water filtration, and switching to organic for high-residue crops like strawberries, spinach, and bell peppers. And now, trigger number 1, the silent one: loneliness and social isolation. Research from the University of Chicago over the last decade has consistently shown that chronic loneliness produces measurable elevations in inflammatory markers including interleukin-6 and C-reactive protein. Lonely brains are inflamed brains. The mechanism is evolutionary. Humans evolved as a social species, and isolation registers in the nervous system as a survival threat. Sustained social connection through any consistent community, family relationships, or shared meals lowers brain inflammation in ways no supplement can match. That is 7 hidden triggers driving brain fog. The pattern is consistent. Brain fog is rarely a brain problem in isolation. It is a downstream signal that something elsewhere in the body, the environment, or the social fabric of life has been quietly inflamed. The brain clears fast once the upstream inputs change. Most adults notice meaningful improvement within 10 to 14 days. If this investigation helped you see your fog differently, subscribe so you do not miss next week. We are going after the truth about the olive oil on your kitchen counter. Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical.